Hi, welcome to the Tea Time Dance Studio, where we say that dancing is as easy as 1, 2, 3.
Well, it was a few years ago, and I belonged to a book club.
And we had read a fabulous book that had a dance thing, and we thought we should be trying dancing ourselves. So what we decided to do was invite a professional instructor.
Well, we were not too happy. He was sort of hard to listen to, and it seemed really hard with him.
He was just so intimidating.
And then this young college kid came in, and he was really cute. And he really showed us how to do it.
He made it fun, he made it easy, he made up these cute steps for us that made it like, oh, you just wanted to go out then and dance.
We got a lot more confidence, and we decided that, yeah, we'd like to go to a real dance studio.
Well, I found in the local newspaper some coupons so that one who used them could get 2 free lessons and a free group lesson. And it would be a great way to start ballroom dancing, because I had been doing folk dancing for a long time and I wanted to change.
So we have lots of instructors with lots of different personalities because different personalities appeal to different students.
My private dance teacher is Rodolfo, and he's so great and smooth. And he just makes you feel like it's wonderful to be dancing with you.
At the studio, my private instructor is Fernando. He is just a wonderful instructor. What I like about him, he is very technical in the way he describes the step.
Once I started, the private lesson instructor that was assigned to me was Manfredo, and I couldn't have been luckier in the find that I got here, because he was so skilled and made me feel as if I'd been ballroom dancing forever. Besides that, it was a lot of fun.
We offer 2 kinds of lessons here. One is a private lesson in which an individual or a couple works one-on-one with an instructor, and that really becomes their instructor. And also group dance classes where a particular step will be taught by one instructor to a group of people. And it really is with our group dance classes that would like your help.
I like to take group dance classes. It's cheaper, it's a very cost-effective way of learning how to dance, and I myself like to get value for my dollar.
Oh, group classes are one of the perks of my belonging to the studio. I love them. I go to as many as I can because I've met a lot of new people there, and I kind of like to see the different stages of dancing that people are at, and we're all at different levels, and it's kind of fun.
I can practice with another student because we have both men and women in the group classes, and so it's an opportunity to learn different styles, different techniques.
Yeah, I take them because they make me learn to dance faster.
There are lots of benefits to group dance classes. Of course, from the studio's point of view, it's another source of income over the private dance lessons. From the student's point of view, it's a cost-effective way for them to improve their dancing at a quicker pace than if they just took private dance lessons. Maybe a student is working on a particular dance in their private lessons and they want to take some group classes also related to that dance to sort of reinforce what they're doing in their private lessons. And the more progress they make, the more excited they'll be to take more dance classes. When we have competitions, sometimes students just like to take classes right before competition to just keep improving their dancing in a general sort of way. People would take group dance classes just as a way of getting out for the evening or getting together with their group dance friends. It's also a nice way to meet and kind of bond with other instructors. For instance, your own instructor is a specialist with Latin dancing, and you might want to get some tips from an instructor who's really an expert at smooth.
Well, I like to take a group class with Maria because a lot of times you want to learn the more feminine side and the feminine movements, and I think a female teacher like Maria really helps that.
I try to take the more skilled instructors that I know have been there a while and know what they're doing, and of course my own instructor for private lessons, Manfredo, is always a big attraction, except there is one who's really special, and I think he's the idol of the studio, and that would be Rodolfo.
Of course, It's always great to take a class with Rudolfo. I mean, he is...
Especially if Rodolfo's teaching them, of course.
Yeah, he's always smooth and elegant and fun and handsome, and he just makes you feel like a princess when you're dancing with him.
But he also has that Latin movement. When we take a group class with him, it's like, oh my gosh.
I trust you've heard about Rudolfo as advertised.
He makes everything better.
A student's private lesson instructor really does become their instructor. And with the group dance classes, it also provides an entrepreneurial opportunity for our instructors, because every time one of their students takes a group dance class, the instructor also gets a commission on that. So that an instructor could be teaching a private dance class and of course making an income from that, and simultaneously be getting an income from some students who may be at the same time taking a group dance class. Sometimes we have had a problem that instructors can be a bit too entrepreneurial, and especially with introductory students say, oh, group dance classes are fabulous, take as many as you can, as often as you can. And that can be problematic because students are categorized by how advanced of a dancer they are. So we have the introductory level, the bronze level, the silver level, and the gold level. And the dance classes in terms of the group classes are also categorized in that same way. Once again, introductory, bronze, silver, and gold. And that's a reflection of how complicated really the step is that's being taught. And it's frequently not a good idea if students at a lower level are just taking a class that's at too high of a level.
Taking a group class, I like to have the same level of people in the same class, because if you have students that don't know what they're doing, they ask too many questions and too much time is spent on them.
Either if they're slower than you are, they hold the class back. If they're faster than you are, you're not getting enough attention on what you need.
I don't mind different levels at all, really, because, coming from a field of education, I think it's kind of fun to see different levels of people as they're learning things. And it makes people comfortable to be accepted at all different levels. So it's kind of a nice opportunity to befriend people and also to see how your own dancing skills fit into the whole picture. I like it. It's kind of like a family.
At the same time, we do have students that will just take every class at every level and aren't discouraged by being in the wrong class.
In a group class, I like to go to a class where there's fewer people. I like to get the attention. Then I know they're going to be looking more at me and helping me out. So I like a smaller class rather than a larger class. If I'm going to be paying for class, I want to make sure that I'm getting as much dance time as I possibly can.
Some people just have to get too much attention from the teacher and they slow things down for everybody else.
There is one person, Sally Know-It-All, that we try to avoid as much as we can.
Sometimes Sally Know-It-All is there and then nobody gets any attention but her.
I really don't want to take a class if Sally Know-It-All is there.
And just one other person who aggravates me and gets on my nerves, and that's the official timekeeper. So she stands at the door and scolds people if they come in late, so everybody's held up.
The suggestionator, also known as the Ideameister, the Grand Inquisitor, Mary Sunshine, and then there's the Space Cadet, who in a group dance class always seems to be in everybody else's space and completely oblivious to the fact that for the entire class, she's either being stepped on or bumped into, even by the instructor. Doesn't seem to notice at all. So some of them are terms of affection, others just acknowledging their quirky personalities. Some students are very proud of their nicknames, I have to say. But then there are others that, Sally Know-It-All, can be a problem. Even if a student who is, shall we say, problematic doesn't come to that many group dance classes, it can be the case that sometimes people just won't come to classes because they think that this other student will be in the group dance class. It can be a problem.
Oh, I love to make suggestions about how group classes can be improved. For example, I like to have people show up on time. I think it's just, if I'm getting value for my money, the class starts at a certain time and ends at a certain time. I want everyone to be there because I don't want to waste any of that time.
Yeah, there's usually room for improvement, and I have some suggestions and ideas, but I would feel I wouldn't feel it would be my place to tell someone who's a professional how to do his or her job. Some of my ideas are good, and I'm sure they'd like them if there were a non-threatening way for them to receive those suggestions.
Right now on the website, we have a calendar for the month that says what classes are being taught at what time, and just giving the name of the dance that's being taught and the level. So for instance, it might say Silver or Foxtrot. Students don't register in advance for a group dance class at the moment. They just come to the class, and our office manager will see how many people are there, write down their names so we know who to charge, and hopefully she hasn't forgotten to do that or been busy or distracted, because there's obvious problems when that happens.
Group classes, yes, I think it's a good idea to schedule group classes because I'm a scheduler. I need to plan ahead, and I know that if I schedule them, it works into my general scheme of things. Any way that's convenient, I would schedule on the web, or anything that would be fast and efficient. That would be fine for me.
Well, that's not for me. I'm not very handy with my computer. So I would just call the studio and see when they were and see if I can book them that way.
It's a waste of my time to have to go and either do it on the web or to make a phone call. I just show up. I know when the group classes are. I show up on time. But to schedule in advance, it's just too aggravating.
Enrollment in classes does fluctuate. Of course, we would like it to be as high as possible. And lots of different reasons. Sometimes people are just busy. Sometimes it differs from the time of year, and of holidays, people have other things to do. And sometimes maybe no one's interested in that particular class. Nobody wants to take Silver Viennese Waltz, or none of the introductory students are doing Samba, so we don't really need an introductory level Samba class. We're also in an area, of course, where the weather can be bad.
I don't like driving in the snow. It's not important enough that I need to put myself at risk.
I would not show up for a group class if the weather is bad, if there's snow. I'm not one that wants to get into an accident, and I know that the worst thing to do would be to get into an accident and never be able to dance.
I would not cancel a group class for snow. That's one of the fun things to do. I might cancel going shopping, but I would never cancel a group class for snow.
Well, if Rodolfo was teaching, that might make a difference.
If they know that only 2 people are coming, they might not want to hold a class, and I can't blame them for that.
Our ultimate goal is to have an integrated system for managing and monitoring our group dance classes that maximizes the students that are taking them as well, because that means more revenue both for the studio and the instructors themselves. And how to manage it also in terms of accounting, knowing who's coming, being able to analyze attendance at the classes so we can see what's working and what's not. Of course, we're interested in hearing what you have to say in terms of new ideas, and open to trying out the ones that we think make sense for us. But at the same time, I would like to be able to turn on and off features ourselves. So if a feature is not working and maybe less people are coming to class, we want to stop using it. And maybe some features might work again certain times of the year under certain circumstances, so we can turn them on and off as needed. And of course also, integrated some of the bookkeeping aspects of it as well. We just like to run the classes in an attractive way to the students and an efficient way for us. And importantly, as we say here at the Tea Time Dance Studio, it should be a system that's as easy as 1, 2, 3.